Let's redesign, let's throw everything away, let's put everything aside and let's redesign from scratch. But there is a problem with that logic. Hey people, so I joined Head Out. Head Out sells experiences all across the world like Paris, Eiffel Tower in Paris, Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Our main product, headout.com, and the app exists in mobile web version, desktop version, an Android app, an iOS app. So there's a lot of fragmentation. All of them have different designs. So when I joined, we were surrounded by requests, quick design changes that were required to be done ASAP. And there was just no time, so you just had to do them and just push them out. It's not infrequent to inherit design that you don't understand and be working on request. And there's often, after working on a bunch of requests, you're likely to reach a conclusion, if your leadership has not already reached that conclusion, is let's redesign, let's throw everything away, let's put everything aside and let's redesign from scratch. But there is a problem with that logic, and that is that it suffers from survivorship bias, because only live designs have bugs. There's no live design that does not have bugs. It's just that it's been out there for a long time. So you may feel that design that has been piled on, but throwing away this design will be dangerous for the business. And here's why. It is working for a lot of customers already, and you don't hear from them. And if you compare customer support tickets and you have enough data that most of the customer facing this issue, which is over 50%, there is not a strong reason to throw away everything. There is a lot that the current design can teach you. And here are the a couple of tools that I used during first 60 days. The first tool I looked at is Design Audits. I sat down, I started writing goals for design audits, and halfway through I realized, wait, I have made a huge mistake. I don't yet understand who the user is. I don't understand why they have picked our product, headout.com or Headout app above and any other competition. What happened in their life that made them choose our product, who they were, what was their background, what happens with them, what motivates them. I turned to another UX tool, which is user personas. The traditional way of drawing user personas can take months. It may require a big budget, a lot of time, and a big team, none of which a lot of startups have, and we did not have that either. We had to be productive fast. So we took an iterative approach to drawing provisional user personas, which is how they differ from main personas. Is the research backing them is not as solid, it's not as detailed, it does not answer all those questions that a real detailed user persona would answer. The starting point for us was, for the design team, was going to stakeholders. And because they've been in the business for a while, their teams have been working to fulfill various aspects, from marketing to operation to customer support. And typically these customer facing and teams know a lot about the customer psychology and customer attributes already. So they gave us a starting point. Another important place we looked was all research papers that have been already published. In the industry, we found research papers published by credit card companies, people in hospitality industry, people running hotels, people running airlines, people running luxury businesses. Obviously, we had existing design that we could study. We had a lot of customer support tickets. We have sales data that we could study. We had customer, writing reviews on App Store, on Google Play Store, on giving us feedback on NPS rating. So we were sort of able to get out a list of about 25 attributes that we clearly understood affected our business. These attributes look like, hey, there's time sensitivity, there's price sensitivity, there is, are you in your home country, are you in a different country, are you in the same city, how different is the culture, how different is the language. We were able to reduce the list of about 25 attributes to about 7, 8 attributes. From then we went on to talking to some customers in the market. They were not just Head Out customers, people who had taken an experience abroad in the past 6 months. So they were in the market, they were choosing Head Out was an option for them. From these stories, we were able to zero down on one attribute, which really affects all other attributes disproportionately. And that attribute was who's accompanying the customer. So are you traveling with your friends? Are you traveling with your family? Are you traveling alone? Are you traveling with your coworkers? Are you traveling with kids? From here, we were able to draw 4 user categories. One was people traveling alone, people traveling a partner, their romantic partner, people traveling with in a group, and people taking experiences and traveling with their child. But these are, just categories. These are not user personas, because let's take, for example, of people traveling in a group. They could be traveling with friends. They could be traveling with in a corporate sort of group. They could be traveling with college friends versus your family friends, or traveling with their family, extended family. We again go back to stories to sort of figure out what kind of personas respond to our business more, and we can also go back to data and all other anecdotal evidence to sort of zero down on the personas that actually respond to our business. And this is what gave us our 4 personas. Now we understand who our customer is. We have a rough idea. So are we ready to do a design audit? Maybe not. What we do know our customer, but we don't understand what happens as time passes by, what happened in their life, what cause and effect happened, and how they relate to each other, and what happens in sequence. Do they use search first? Do they use booking first? Do they call customer support first? In what sequence sort of these things are happening? This is where we turn to another powerful UX tool, which is UX maps. There are two kind of maps we use. One was just customer journey map, which just talks about an overall journey of a customer, zooming out, sort of giving you an overall perspective of what all touch points the business before they even interact with the customer, even interacts with our business happens, what happens during the while they interact with the business, and what happens afterwards. Sort of gives us a picture of the context. We may know that this is the point where customer is booking, and then accesses my ticket section where they can find their ticket. So now we understand that this ticket section is used by customer at this entry point. We can now use something called user journey map. Here, what we do is take single persona and see what they will look for, in this ticket section. Because a person who's booked tickets for a group, it will look for very different kind of things than the person who's booked tickets just for an individual. And person who's booked a lot of tickets will look for a different kind of thing than person who's booked just an individual ticket. So we take a single user persona, we kind of map out, play out scenarios, and from the scenarios we can use the existing data that we have to sort of fill in the pain points we know exist, the jobs that we understand the customer is trying to do at this particular interaction points. And this sort of gives us, at every scenario, gives you multiple use cases. A section should take care of when there's a single ticket, when there's multiple tickets, when the ticket has expired, when the ticket has just a broad validity, versus when ticket is a specific date, time, seat number, row number ticket. So all these use cases come out when you start to study the user journey map. So in the audit, there are multiple ways you can do the audit. This has been covered in various articles online you can find. But our method was just relying on the existing data, and especially recorded user sessions. We had hundreds and hundreds of them, about 1.5 years of them, that we could go back to and sort of study whether what particular step is working out for a particular kind of customer. You keep taking notes, and eventually you realize there are some patterns. The ticket section sort of works when there are about 5 tickets, but anybody who books more than 5 tickets, it's sort of not working out for them. You answer these questions, whether all these use cases are met, each step by step in the flow, each state, each component. And then you have your list ready, and you will have a long list of good, bad, and uglies, all filled in a big, gigantic document. A typical document when we do our audits is typically 50 pages long on Google Docs. So how do you sort of prioritize and start to make sense of this data? We use a simple tool. We take each step in the workflow, and we break it down, the use cases in sort of like categories. Or maybe that's where you want to break down that for persona 1, it works, for persona 2, it doesn't work, for persona 3, for persona 4. And then you sort of have a total rating at the end. This helps you sort of see a clear priority order. Scale is simple. There's -1 for when it's the design or the state is preventing the user from achieving their goal. 0 for when it kind of works, but it could be better. It's not consistent. It confuses the user. There's more time spent, so it needs some kind of improvement and rethinking. The third is 1 when which will be rare in audits, that you will give 1 where it actually works fantastically. For this use case, there is no change required. The thing you're going to face when you're looking at redesigning, sort of sitting down each and every element, you're looking at each element, you will have this question go through your mind: should I throw it away? Should I redesign it? Should I keep it? Should I merge these two, sort of features because they look very similar? So here's a simple, rule of thumb, which is throw away anything that's just hampering the user. Merge and redesign and merge weak features and powerful features, which are multiple ways to do the same thing. Redesign broken ends and dead ends, and keep everything that is working for the user. These are some of the traditional tools that I use, but instead of following it like a checklist, I wanted to rediscover how I could use them to solve the problems that I have right now in front of me. And I hope it helps you see them in new light, and helps you sort of see how they fit into the design process. And let me know how you make sense of innovative design, and if you have used any of these tools before, and if this helped you sort out any of the confusions. Let me know in comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching.